everybody, Papa Gord here, and I'd say buckle in. This is going to be a rant, and I haven't really just recorded myself complaining about yet something else, but there's going to probably be at least a little bit of that in this. I've had a few people kind of message me or send me, an email going, geez, you've been pretty quiet about all these figures. I've got nothing to do with that, obviously, but I have thoughts, not just on Black Series and other whatevers, but just in general. But I don't understand what Hasbro and Disney are. Again, I don't work for Hasbro. I don't work for Disney in the toy department. I know nothing about the inner workings of how things go. Yes, I do understand that making a figure like this is a no-brainer. You know these will sell. Updating and making removable helmets on figures like this, you know, will sell, no problem. Going back a little bit and getting figures like this, no problem. I should have bought more of this. He's the only one I ever got, but now Hasbro just seems to, it feels like it's just magically like they've just produced all of these figures that some people were never able to get. Now, I'm not saying, oh, well, boo-hoo, suck it up, go pay the third-party price to try to pick one of these up for your collection. I fought tooth and nail on quite a bit of my collection. Yes, I know I have been extremely lucky and blessed, however you want to put it, about having help reaching some of the goals I had originally. I wanted to be a completionist, even for a while, and I was for a nice chunk of time. But then it just gets hard to get slapped in the face repeatedly to finally decide to put your hand up and block that next slap. That's kind of what I felt like back towards the end of 2022 when I finally was like, I just can't keep up. I know there's people out there that have, just disposable income, like a decent amount of it. They don't have to worry about maybe they're just renters, maybe they don't have kids, maybe they're not even married, maybe they're just on their own, whatever. So they don't need to worry about having to make sure it's okay with your other half or your roommate or any of that stuff. So there's different setups, different scenarios, different whatever for everybody. Yes, there were times I made lousy decisions and definitely overpaid because of how manic OCD and everything else that goes along in this pretty little head of mine, that it's like, no, I gotta. And again, those of you that are just finding me just because of this or whatever, if you go back, way back, and look at the earliest of the over 1,000 uploads to YouTube that I've done, that there were weeks that the figures were just coming in and coming in and coming in. And yes, thank you for the archive line, because the archive line definitely saved me money to where, there's been Commander Cody, the original Cody, not the archived one, which it's the same figure, but that original figure, I paid stupidly for that figure because he's my favorite. So I was like, not that money, well, whatever, I'll just chuck out whatever, but I paid for that. So archive line comes out and I'm able to get Darth Maul. I'm able to get Bosk, Boba Fett, Anakin, just the originals. Because I never started collecting year one of the Black Series. And we're over, 11, almost 12 years? So I've seen some of the moves. I was there for basically the entire red and black box wave with the tightest art. I love the artwork on them. I was very happy to see after 114, I believe, it ran around there. And then that was it. And then it became the Galaxy packaging or whatever have you. Definitely needed an update. Again, it was long. It felt long overdue. Now, we fast forward into where we are now, 2024. Back at some point in 2023, again, rumors were kind of swirling about, how bad it was that people missed out on Hunter from the Bad Batch Season 1. Apparently Cal Kestis from the Jedi Fallen Order game. The single first release of him. Apparently that one was a hard one to get. Captain Rex, he's always up and down. He's had a couple of releases, one being an exclusive to SDCC, then just the regular boxed one, and the boxed figure was slightly better with the paint apps like we see in the archive line. So now we see that, Captain Rex, everybody out there who didn't get Captain Rex, you can get Captain Rex. And guess what? He's in the red and black box. Why? I don't think, see, that just kind of makes me think, geez, we've discovered these in the depths of whatever, or some of these shipping containers maybe got mislabeled and opened them up and went, holy God, look how much stuff we've got. We need to get, but hey, what I just don't understand the packaging. Yeah, sure, I guess it's great for those that maybe are looking to fill in the odd number because maybe you're trying to keep up as being a completionist and maybe you did miss some of the bigger ones or whatever. Crosshair again from Season 1 of Bad Batch. But I honestly feel that those should be an archive. They should just technically be archived figures. And instead of going, hey, guess what? We're going to drop like 15 or 20 re-releases, however many it's been. It almost seems like every couple of days we're getting, like, Cal Kestis is the newest one. Same with Plo Koon. I'm assuming Kit Fisto has got to be coming as well because he was right around that. He was numbered sequentially. He was one of the last few that were in the red and black box line. So I don't know. I honestly think it either if you don't consider it an archive, which it's not, that's what it is. All of these figures should be thrown on that gray and black card, throw the blister on there, and out you go. Had I known that the box business was going to be so ludicrous and whatever, I should have held on to every bloody box I had. There are days at sometimes I am really thinking I made a stupid decision to get rid of them all. They weren't hurting anybody up in the garage. So that's something that myself and I have to start working out again, because I think it's just, maybe I'm spending too much time by myself because I'm off work due to some nerve damage or I don't even know what. But yeah, as much as I would love to see, and it's not like they've gone, hey, we're not putting out new figures until we put out these 10, 12, 13 figures from a couple of years ago. So yeah, you're going to get like all you're going to get the pins in the legs, that you're going to get the double jointed knees again where they can kick themselves in the butt sometimes. And I get that there are a few figures. Yes, they were definitely difficult. But in all honesty, I don't know. I guess it's really hard sometimes to figure what is good. What can you play the long game on? Acolyte. Haven't pre-ordered any of those figures. I am in absolutely no rush. I will get them when they're on deep discount. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with having other Jedi characters and alien-esque looking people to fill in. Or I just pop the heads off and use the bodies as custom Jedi. So who knows, right? That's the beauty of it. So I've passed on that. More I guess the holocron, the hologram puck series things are kind of neat. I do, thank you, Brian. I do have hologram. I have Mando. Mando, honestly, up until the Ezra and the other two that were just announced, Mando was about the only one that kind of made sense a little bit. But I guess it's a bounty. Whatever. But now with the Darth Vader one coming out, Vader's not a bounty. So, but that one looks. I may have to get the Vader one. But I've had no interest in any of the other ones. I think it's kind of cool to see how they're able to mask some of the, the parts that make the figure work, and very cool. And it's Mandalorian, so of course I have sucker written on my forehead. But if this means the regular line is going to be slower on putting out new product, all that does is push me closer and closer to either saying I will bide my time and I will keep checking my regular sources through on Instagram about say new releases and whatnot. So if they decide to release Commander Cody, but that you can take his helmet off, absolutely, I'm going to add that onto the shelf. If they, like Farm Boy Luke Skywalker's getting updated yet again, and same with Princess Leia from episode 4. I don't know, what are they for? This will be the 4th time, but if they're going to get a full, if Farm Boy Luke turns out anywhere near Dagobah Luke, then I'll find something that's not edible and I will eat that, because I'm not going to eat a hat. That just seems really weird. And I guess same with Leia, maybe with the whole, again, with the joints and them maybe going pinless and stuff. But really, I know the parent company is the one that ultimately has the final say on who we're going to see. And yes, we're finally getting Hammerhead. But we kind of figured that when we got that exclusive, Doc Ondor. So, yeah, I feel better. I haven't had one of those just in quite a while. If I recall, I used to like to do that. But, again, I'm a whole lot more... I can't even watch some of the older me just getting salty on some goofy particulars. Now, don't get me wrong, I back everything I said back then as well. May not agree with a lot of it today, but that's just how I have been trying to evolve. Boxes, OCD, the anxiety, it all goes around. It's all on the wheel. It all goes around. So that's what I got for you guys. I know, honestly, for about the 3 or 4 people that I talk to on a consistent basis, they asked what my thoughts were, and I was like, yeah, I take that. That means that I need to do a video telling all of you what I think about all of these reissues. Or honestly, if you're going to put the old packaging back out there, like, why would you go backwards? I know you've got the technology now to take Oh, wrong one. Let's go with this one because this is a lot more recycling, planet Earth, better for the environment. Because for a while, we all know we went through that whole cursed, we don't know what we're getting inside the package that says it should be this, but we open it up and it could have been one of these chicken McNugget buddies or some damn thing right there. And then you're like, ugh. So we've seen the evolution. We've seen where they've lost money. And if this could be, if you really think about it, conspiracy theory-wise, retailers definitely took it on the chin. I couldn't tell you. Well, I have told you guys before when I went and I bought, a couple of G.I. Joes or 3 Joes, and got home, cracked them all open, and they all each had one of the Marvel Ghost figures from Ant-Man. And then to have to go all the way back to take them back and go, look, that wasn't even the right figure. So you got to really check on. It was ridiculous. It was a dark time for most of us. So, the retailers are probably going to so it's always chain of command. So it's finally, I guess, shit's rolling uphill this time, and they're finally just going, well, geez, man, we need to make some of that money back, and hey, let's just put out some of the old figures again that they're griping that they didn't get. We'll flood the market, so that will make the Hunter and that I got, that I pre-ordered, and I made sure I got them because that's when I still was like, I gotta make sure, but that's what the archive line is there for, to supply some of the harder to find figures and not pop them back out like, oh my God, if I see them do them, like if it was an anniversary and they threw them back to the orange and black or the blue and black boxes, just to say, oh, here's the first 4 releases, something like that. Okay, that's a little nostalgic, choke on the heartstrings and everything else, but it totally makes sense now after verbally spitting this all out of my brain, looking at myself. So, yeah, could be a very good reason why they keep, who else can we pull out that people keep complaining that we never produced enough of? Oh, yes, right. But again, just my thoughts, just my opinion. Not horrible. I mean, maybe if this was me from 2022 before the end of the year, when I still was like, got to get my spreadsheet out to see how many of who, and do I need 18 slightly different Mandalorian figures? Maybe not. Or can I take down a lot of the old articulated figures, because we've been getting some great replacements, some updates that we've needed for a while. But I don't know, whatever, sprinkle some magic Tinkerbell dust or something, and let's get some magic at work in here, and let's start filling out like the Cantina aliens and everything else that we constantly complain to each other about every time we get together on a live stream or we comment back and forth in a chat or whatever have you. So again, that's just me. I feel for the people that are trying to fill their collection, like backfill it, because I do think it's getting harder nowadays. So I just, maybe right place, right time. I was 5 years in before, but yeah, wow, okay, that I honestly thought 5-6 minutes. Who am I kidding? Of course this is going to be a 20-minute rant. So I hope you get through it all the way through, because then if you didn't, you wouldn't hear my conspiracy theory and whatever have you. But anyway, what else I got to tell you? I smell breakfast, maple syrup, something waffly. I smell waffles coming soon. pretty well just 2 weeks away. Comment, share, like, subscribe, all that usual YouTube mumbo jumbo. And as always, I'll see you in the next whatever. Later, eh?